rub is mostly used on barbecues. Usually involves salt, different types of spices, sugar, usually brown sugar. It's usually dry, and it is caked onto the steak and not really rubbed in, but kind of patted in. That's a rub. We're not going to do that today. A brine. Brine is very simple. It's salt and water. Now you can add other things into that, like, well, different flavorings like spices, herbs, a little bit of sugar, honey, molasses, all that stuff can go into a brine. But essentially it is salt and water. Think the briny deep. Let's see. Marinade. What's the difference between a marinade and a brine? To me, the biggest difference between a marinade and a brine is acid or enzymes. Things that are supposed to go in there that are supposed to, air quotes, tenderize the meat. Do they do it? Yeah, maybe if you soak in them for hours and hours and days. But in general, all it really does is add a little nice acidic flavor to the outside of the meat, which gets you to salivate, which is full of enzymes, which helps break down the food. This is a new one. Oh, by the way, we're gonna do one of these, or two of these. One of these. Now this is a new one. This is one that I use because it doesn't really, it's not quite a marinade, it's not quite a brine, it's a paste. A paste is just a very thick, viscous rub that you put on the steak or fly. A very viscous rub that you put on the steak or the protein and let that sit in, usually not long, maybe a few minutes, stuff like that, but it cooks onto the steak itself or the protein itself. So I dub the term paste. Smoke? Well, again, a lot of you don't have smokers, but I will impart some smoke at a later date. And while we're at it, don't forget, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Smash all the buttons down there. Not the dislike, just all the other buttons. Hey, thanks to my brother-in-law Patrick for giving me the inspiration to come up with variations on steaks. First one I'm going to do is it's my variation of a sauce called the chimichurri. Very simple. A lot of people will use parsley. I like cilantro in this. Watch how gentle I am with it and careful I am in stemming it. That's all you need. A little garlic. I'm going to use maybe 5-6 cloves. There's 4, 5, 6, 7. I like garlic. Shallot. Just going to peel it real quick. Take the ends off. Cut it in half, take all the paper off of it. It's got a little bit of a bruise on it. I'll just trim that off just a bit. Chuck it in. Some people don't put chilies in theirs. I like chilies in mine. This is Poblano 1. It's got a little bit of heat, but not a heck of a lot. Take the stuff out the insides. A little bit of a rough chop. Throw that in. Lime juice. I think lime juice is probably the most important thing as far as I'm concerned in this. You can use a squeezy if you like. About 2 limes worth. I probably got about 4 ounces of cilantro. 1 poblano. We'll be visiting the poblanos in a few minutes. Spices. A little bit of cumin. Maybe a lot of cumin, whichever you like. A little coriander. It's probably about a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of coriander. My dried chilies. You know how I like these. Probably about a half a teaspoon there. Salt and pepper. I'm going to hold off on that. A little bit of olive oil. I'm going to add some more. We're going to start blending this up. That's it. I'll go on to the next one after I clean up a bit. All right, for our second one, I'm going to be leaning on a little bit of Italian, but I'm going to give it a little bit of spice to it too. With one of these. So the first step, of course, this is an ancho. One of my favorite, well, if you've watched this, you know these are one of my favorites. So I'm just going to stem this and seed it. Hold on a second. These are relatively fresh, dried, so they're kind of leathery. First thing I'm going to do is just cut them up into my bowl. I'll move it over so you can see. So just quick slices up, scissors work good. And now we need to rehydrate these. So a little bit of water, a little bit of hot water. The main ingredient in this is going to be, and it may be flavoring, of these sun-dried tomatoes. They can be used for more than just overpriced salads. We're going to use these. These are actually something that are good. Now, if you got, these are packed in olive oil. If you've got the kind that are not packed in anything, they're just straight dried like you would get raisins or something like that, pop them in here with your chili, because they do need to hydrate a little bit. But these are packed in olive oil, so they're probably fine. Now, the other thing is, I'm going to need the olive oil. Much like with a chimichurri, it's going to have some olive oil to make it liquid. So that's been soaking for a couple minutes. I'm going to drain off most of the water. I'm going to leave a little bit of it, but not all of it. There, just a little bit of water in there. We have sun-dried tomatoes in there with the oil that it comes in. And that oil's got some flavor to it, so might as well save it. Garlic. You know I love garlic. And coffee. And chilies. And okay, I digress. That's about 7 cloves. Get it in there. 1 more shallot. I had some basil hanging around, so let's throw some basil in there. And again, we'll just mix this up. And there you have it, our sun-dried tomato ancho chili paste. I'm gonna get a little bit more, and then I'll go on to a marinade. Third one is a bit Asian inspired. We're gonna start off with, well, our base is gonna be soy sauce. I go with a low sodium. The more, if you reduce soy sauce down, it just gets saltier and saltier and saltier, and you lose a lot of the flavors that you really want to enhance. So I'm going to go with about half a cup soy sauce. Rice wine vinegar. It's probably about an ounce. Limes. We're going to do 2 limes again. Let's add in the rest of our flavors. I got ginger. This is about an ounce. Just chopped up. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just chop it up and throw it in. Again, garlic. Gotta love garlic. That's about 7-8 cloves. Again, just chopped up. Green onion. We'll just chop this up real quick, and again, doesn't have to be perfect. And we'll toss this in our marinade. Now we're going to throw in some flavors that you wouldn't expect. Well, one you would. This is called Gochujang. It's just a fermented chili paste. I believe it's Korean. About a tablespoon. If you like a little bit more heat, this is your thing. Now for the surprise. Maple syrup. I'm gonna throw about 2 ounces of maple syrup in there. You'll be surprised at how well maple syrup goes with soy. Stir it up, make sure everything's integrated, and that's our marinade. Okay, I'm back. Today we're going to be serving flat iron steaks. I like marinating in these guys here, zip top bags. So first thing we need to do is season. Remember I didn't put the seasoning in the paste? There's a reason why. And like I said, I want to make sure that this steak is properly seasoned, not the marinade itself. So salt, pepper. Flip them over. Make sure you get both sides. Again, I like these for marinating. I'm just gonna throw these in here. Grab a little bit of the chimichurri. And just mix it around and let it sit on there for a few minutes. Now for our sun-dried tomato ancho paste. Again, steak in, steak season. Take about a tablespoon. Seal it up. And just mix it up. Third one, it's Asian inspired, so I might as well cook it with an Asian technique, aka a stir fry. So, again, flat iron. I sliced it thin. We're just gonna pour this on top of it. You notice I didn't season this one? Well, there's a lot of salt in that soy sauce. Even though I did use low sodium, still a lot of salt in there. I'm feeling a little adventurous today since I put chilies in the other two. I might as well put chilies in this one. I've got 4 arbol chilies. Again, seal it up and then just mix it up. And those, we'll just let them set for a few minutes and we'll cook them up in just a second. Probably about the time I have everything cleaned up and set up the next shot. Okay, so it's been about a half an hour. Got my griddle pan set up here. Let's cook off the two pastes. Here's my sun-dried tomato ancho chili. Right on top. And here is the chimichurri. I'm going to cook these to about medium rare, which is going to be 125 degrees. It'll take a few minutes. We'll let those rest while I set up for the next one. Oh, hey, I'm back. You'll notice I've got a, well, it's a saucier, very similar to a wok. Well, it's kind of a conversion between half wok, half saucier that I have. And now I'm just pulling the meat out of the marinade. We're gonna use the marinade, so don't throw that out. There, I've got all the meat out of there. This is nice and hot. A little sesame oil. And we'll throw the meat right in. I like peanuts in my stir fries, so peanuts it is. Now to add a little bit more of the sauce, the marinade. It's okay, it's gonna be our sauce. Bring that up to a boil. And in this, I've got a couple tablespoons of arrowroot. You can use cornstarch, tapioca flour. I'd stay away from wheat flour. Not because I don't like using it, but I think these purified starches work best. So there's a little bit of this. We'll let it come up to a boil, see how thick it is. And we're done. The only thing we have yet to do is plate it up. little garnish, I've got some more green onions, some fresh green onions, and there you have it. We've got our chimichurri steak, our sun-dried tomato ancho chili steak, and we have a little stir fry using soy sauce and maple syrup. There we go, nice. Sun-dried tomatoes really come through. The ancho sitting in the background, but it's there. Let's try the chimichurri. The pepper comes out really nice. The herbs, the garlic. I love the garlic in this. Now we'll try our stir fry. It's surprising how the maple goes really well with the soy and just blends right in and makes a cohesive flavor. So, I'm Chef Terry. I'll see you next time. Patrick, hope you like these. Give them a try. See you later.